So I'm going to try and paint a picture of the democracy I see possible, an acceptable democracy, fit for purpose. And I'm going to focus on the nuts and bolts, and you can imagine how it would feel. I want to make it clear how you're heard in decisions which affect you. So in addition to being able to scroll through Instagram to see what everyone's eaten for breakfast, I can now scroll through the Democracy app to see all of the decisions being made right now on my behalf, in my street, my neighbourhood, my city or my country. And I can easily filter this feed so I can show only the stuff that I'm actually interested in, like new or changed laws, government initiatives responding to the homelessness crisis, or public transport, or really big decisions with a significant and lasting impact that cost lots of taxpayer money. So now I can finally see what's happening, and it's quick and it's easy. And what makes it fun is being able to join the discussion. I can now share feelings about a decision, questions, relevant research, or even a personal story. I can also see other people's contributions, and I can also reply to those. They can control their notification settings and receive notifications about replies. So what's really revolutionary, however, is that I can now also vote. So not just for or against, but closer to a real human experience of opinion. I can make distinctions between the proposals I absolutely detest and think are inhumane or otherwise terrible ideas, and ones which I think are brilliant, essential, and everything also in between, such as proposals which I think are good, but just not a priority right now. I can see the total votes. Proposals with extremely low popularity will not go ahead, whether they are a local proposal in my neighbourhood or Brexit. It is legally blocked if there's an overwhelming majority of us standing against it or strongly against it. At the very least, the government will have to do a much better job of convincing us that it's a good idea. The next level up, potentially locked until I've participated in the platform for a little while in a reasonably respectful way and demonstrated some degree of engaging in topics, is actually proposing my own ideas to improve things in my community or country. Setting the agenda. Proposals which are overwhelmingly popular must be implemented, so long as they have a plan attached which makes it viable, not least financially. It's not necessarily enough for it just to be a popular but hopelessly vague notion like eradicate poverty. And this is why there are several different types of comment that I can leave on a proposal, mine or someone else's, including concern, consideration, benefit, catalyst, case study, question. This structure and process helps to turn vague, half-baked ideas into detailed, viable, well-informed proposals. There are many decisions that I'm affected by and I care about, but I know someone else with much more relevant expertise than me. Renewable energy, e-waste, immigration, or certain social services. This is why I can delegate my vote to somebody else that I trust. I can ask them to vote for me on an individual decision or be my representative within an entire domain, such as substance misuse. My representative, who can be anyone in my community or country affected by those decisions, can then vote with their own vote and mine and anyone else they represent. And I can see their comments in my newsfeed and how they've placed their votes before the voting deadline, which allows me to see if my representatives are shocking me with their vote on an issue. So now it's harder to promise one thing but not do it, like some of our politicians do today, knowing that once they're safe in power, they're good for 5 years and can cater to whatever corporations are giving them the most money until they have to do a marketing mission to win their seat again. Now, any representatives, even if they hold many votes, will have to walk their talk, because if they don't, all of their delegators will see and can instantly take back their votes at any time. And then they can vote directly or not vote or immediately pick another representative. So this is liquid democracy. One of the reasons it's better than direct democracy, where everyone's voting on everything, is that even a low-income, busy person or someone otherwise unable to spend as much time directly engaging with the platform can still be fairly represented in society, because they can pick people, absolutely anyone that they trust, friend, family, author, politician, bin man. Digital democracy is essential for democracy to work fast and effectively at scale. especially when we need to accurately measure contributions like popularity or other patterns. But we still need to meet in person. It's essential to have that in-person human contact. Citizens' assemblies have proven themselves as having amazing potential to advance democracy towards something fit for purpose, which for me means capable of stopping us from accelerating towards the worst ecological and social collapse. We're already in the 6th mass extinction, human behaviour causing about 150 species to go extinct every day through deforestation, climate change, unsustainable food production, pollution and other destruction. And this is why we need a new way. And our current democracy is able to change some laws, but it's not able to change itself. So how do we change how democracy changes itself? We must start with small, low-risk experiments, I think. We're entering new territory now, so we will make mistakes, but we'll learn. And when you finally give a grown-up their first bicycle they've been asking for ages, you can't expect them to be able to ride straight away. What happens if you take a global population of 8 billion humans, remove them from almost every possible opportunity to participate in a real democracy? And that is what we've done. Today, democracy just means after 5 years of not participating, you get to put a slip of paper into a ballot box saying which of 2 political parties you like the most or hate the least. We have so profoundly lost our imagination of what's possible. So we need to reimagine first. Then we need to learn how to connect with people outside of our echo chambers, our social media bubbles across age and gender, race and political or religious beliefs. And this takes practice. And we haven't been practicing. That's why we need to start with these small decisions first, things we really understand on our doorstep, not Brexit with the zero dialogue or debate, just skipping to a yes or no vote. That is the opposite of how we need to start upskilling and empowering the general public into a real democracy. Finally, we need to marry the online participation with the in-person participation. How do we inform a citizens' assembly with the rich conversation that's taken place online? And how do we pick the most important contributions from the in-person events and integrate those into the online discussions? This is one of the greatest challenges of our time. But let's remember, we only have to start with something less shit than we have now. And then just keep experimenting, learning and improving. As for security, it's already very easy to vote multiple times at the ballot box today, let's be honest. There are already several projects using the blockchain to solve the risks of voter fraud. Our new democracy will be much safer from this threat. Let's also remember that today democracies suffer the corruption of gerrymandering, meaning that in national elections, how you chop up the country arbitrarily into different constituencies means it's possible to change an election result from a nationwide 60% vote for the Yellow Party to apparently 0% votes. And this is before first past the post further exaggerates the contrast of an election result. And of course tactical voting, which means that even if the votes were counted correctly, many people are not even voting for their favourite representative in the first place. Ordinary people don't understand how our democracy works, but they'll understand how our new democracy works. It will be exciting to participate in because it's simple, it's fun and it's fair, and you finally have a real voice. You also get recognised for becoming an expert in a certain domain because your friends and supporters will start appointing you as their representative. This, for me, is a glimpse of what an acceptable democracy could look like.